Welcome to APABI Focus. We're here today with the Philippines. We're pleased to welcome Ms. Racquel Manago, President of the Bankers Institute of the Philippines. She is currently Vice President of the Philippines Veterans Bank, previously Assistant Vice President of the Philippine Bank of Communications. So we're pleased to welcome here today.
Thank you, David.
So I want to start out, I think people will be interested to learn more about the Philippines. And last year the global economy had a relatively difficult situation with higher interest rates in the US, also higher energy import prices, and Philippines grew the fastest among emerging economies at 5.6%. So can you tell us a little bit about, first of all, introduce the Philippine economy a little bit and why it was able to outperform so well last year?
Yes. So yeah, as you mentioned, Philippines was one of the fastest growing emerging markets. And we said that 5 things that enabled this performance. Number one is tourism. The rapid recovery of domestic and international tourism travel in 2022 and 2023 has made it possible because of the lifting of the travel restrictions due to the pandemic since 2022. By mid-December 2023, it was predicted that the number of foreign visitor arrivals had surpassed 5.1 million, surpassing the government's aim of 4.8 million international tourism arrivals for the calendar year 2023, compared to 2.6 million arrivals overall in 2022. The number of foreign tourists has nearly doubled. The second contributor to the growth is the robust domestic demand. Bank lending continued to rise, providing the needed funding support to the country's expanding economic activity. Outstanding loans to residents, net of RRPs, increased by 6.6% year-on-year in September, driven mainly by the loans for production activities, which grew by 4.9%, attributed to the expansion in the following key sectors: real estate 5%, electricity, gas, steam, and air conditioning supply 9.2%, wholesale and retail trade and repair of motor vehicles and motorcycles 6.6%, financial and insurance activities 4.9%, and information and communication 8.1%. The third contributor would be strong inflows of remittances of overseas Filipinos. This has always been a contributor. In the first 10 months of 2023, worker remittances rose further by 2.8% year-on-year compared to the same period a year ago. Rapid growth in exports from the IT-BPO sector have also become an important boost for the Philippine economy and for total exports. So there you go. Those are the growth contributors as far as the Philippines is concerned.
Very good, and also good to hear the role that the banking sector is playing in all this.
Yes.
So one of the most interesting things to happen in the last year is the growth of AI, of course. And this has affected a lot of different things, but I was very curious to hear about the Philippines specifically because first of all, the English language level is quite good, which means that there is some connection, or it's easier at this earlier stage to use AI for the work that Philippines does, especially for the call centers, because I know that's a major industry in Philippines. So I'm curious to know how the Philippines is reacting to this, and I understand that at Davos recently, the Speaker of Congress, Martin Romualdez, said that the Philippines is going to present a legal framework for AI to ASEAN. So I wanted to know what your perspective is on all this from the banking sector. Also maybe how it's affecting your delivery of courses.
Yeah, so definitely the pandemic accelerated digitalization because people couldn't go out, so you had several digital platforms to be able to do your shopping, to be able to do your bank transaction, and I think that's really apparent now that instead of going to the restaurant, even if it's the pandemic is no more and the situation has normalized, people have already got so used to like using Grab. In the Philippines, we only have Grab, so in ordering food and getting a ride. So I think it's really embedded in the culture of the Filipinos, and of course, we have access to everything, like all the digital apps like Netflix and how do you call Spotify and the like. So I think it has really accelerated. But for the banks, of course, we're still continuing to ensure that that is in place for all the banks. Banks must consider having an AI bot channel that will allow their customers to escalate complaints 24/7. This is BSP speaking, that we have to have it in place to provide immediate solution and boost consumer protection. However, AI technology comes with the risk that the model may generate inaccurate bias or even offensive responses. Mitigation must be well planned, as well as the process of identifying its limitation and conducting thorough verification responses before using the model. In addition, banks must conduct regular risk assessment to identify vulnerabilities in its products, services, or application. Educate its customers, must consider acquiring automated real-time monitoring and detection system to block suspicious transactions. That's a mandate from the BSP, mind you. David, actually for this fiscal year, which is from July 1 up to June 30, July 1, 2023 to June 30, 2024, every fiscal year of BAIPHIL, we do have a theme. So our theme for the fiscal year is actually bridging the digital gap in financial services. Everything is going digital, and of course, BAIPHIL as a training institute we have taken it upon ourselves to really help in the push the digital agenda. And actually, we have a main digitization project where for only 55,000 pesos donation, we are able to provide schools, communities with it's a bundled computer, printer, and 6-month Wi-Fi service. So this is the commitment of BAIPHIL this year, and so far it is quite successful. We have around 6 donors and also 6 beneficiaries, and I would like to be able to provide to you that list, because we have really covered, we have really reached out to the far-flung areas to be able to help this digital financial inclusion. In addition to the digitization project, we do conduct financial literacy programs, and actually in the past we have conducted financial literacy programs for the artisans, or those who are responsible for making crafts, and then also to students and teachers. So yeah, there's as you can see, BAIPHIL is really ensuring capacity building of and professionalizing the bankers. They're very much into that, and also looking at financial inclusion and ensuring that the unbanked, the underbanked are appreciate what financial and how to manage their finances.
Yeah, I mean, I guess connectivity is always going to be the premise for this kind of stuff. So you need the infrastructure first. But I was interested to hear that the central bank is actually pushing banks to use AI customer service. I think that's, I hadn't heard about that before.
They actually set the example. They have all those in place. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us today. We're pleased to learn more about the Philippines, and thank you for watching APABI Focus. See you next time.
Okay, see you next time. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.